Like many other bored people in quarantine, I caved into watching Tiger King on Netflix. In case you live under a rock and have no idea what I'm talking about, Tiger King is a true crime based documentary based on none other than Joe Exotic. Now you see, Joe Exotic was a man who owned up to 200 tigers, which is really crazy. And you see, this series not only highlighted the craziness that was Joe Exotic, but it also highlighted the craziness of people owning tigers and rescuing tigers and PETA and all of that stuff to do with owning tigers or wild animals. And this really just opened my eyes to all of that, and I really started to ask questions about whether or not this is really okay or if it's even safe. And in reality, it really isn't, you know? You see, you may think baby tigers and baby monkeys and all the baby animals are really cute, but you know what's even cuter? The amount of money it costs to take care of them, you know? Like, just to feed one tiger, like let's say you have a tiger or even a big cat, just anything like that. You have a tiger, it could cost you up to $2,500 a year to take care of this animal, which is a lot of money. And not to mention medical bills, which it's almost impossible to find a veterinarian that's willing to take care of your exotic animal. Because imagine going to school to take care of cats and dogs, and then all of a sudden finding out that there's someone who wants you to take care of their tiger or monkey. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that either. You see, it's all fun and games until these animals grow up or it's too late, you know? So basically, these people consider these cute creatures not dangerous until they attack you or something goes wrong. You see, wild animals cannot be trusted because they are not made to be domesticated. They cannot be domesticated. And they're unpredictable because their instincts can kick in at any moment. It's just they can't be trusted. Even if you've had them since they were a little cub, it just doesn't work the same way it does with dogs and cats. You see, dogs and cats have a long line of history with humans and domestication, and we breed these animals and they just are born and they are just loyal to us. Well, mostly dogs. I don't know about cats. I don't own any. But you see, these animals have just been brought up to be loyal to us, and we're loyal to them, and they're just our companions at this point. That's not the case with these exotic animals. You see, if this domestication stuff doesn't scare you, if being attacked by them doesn't scare you, imagine getting herpes from your pet monkey. You see, these animals carry zoonotic diseases such as monkeypox, rabies, and herpes B. You see, I don't know about you, but I don't want to get herpes from a monkey. It does not sound good to me. These animals are just bound to be bigger and stronger, or just in this case have diseases that you cannot tolerate and that are not good for you and can affect the safety of you and your family around you. There's so many horror stories on the internet of people having their kids around their pet tigers and their monkeys and their exotic animals, and them attacking their children or even attacking them themselves. And it's a complete, it's bad for your safety and it's bad for them. You see, nobody ever considers the costs of being domesticated for these exotic animals. You see, nobody considers how it affects them. They're deprived of having a normal life of a wild animal. They're wild animals. They're supposed to be in the wild, not in your home. You see, these animals, they're deprived of having a natural diet or natural activities. Sometimes they don't even get to go outside or even see the light because their owners just neglect them so bad. These animals are just forced to live a life full of suffering. And even if you keep them for a long period of time and you just decide at one point, I can't take care of them anymore, they've harmed me, they're too big, I didn't expect it to get this bad. If you release them into the wild, they could die because they aren't in their natural habitat. The resources around them are still not the right kind of resources for them to take care of themselves in the wild, whatever's around you. You see, if you turn it over to authorities, these animals can sometimes be euthanized, so just completely offed, or they could be sent to a zoo where they're still forced to live a life full of suffering because they aren't fully in their natural habitats. You see, you may also think, what if it's for educational purposes? What if blah, 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 blah? Like, it's still not good for them, because if you're really looking for to learn about wild animals, you're not going to learn anything from a domesticated wild animal because it completely takes out the word wild and just makes them an animal. And you see, you can't really learn about an animal that's wild if they're stuck in a cage. But in closing, these exotic animals are made for the wild. So do yourself a favor and these animals a favor and keep them in their natural habitat, not yours. Some resources used in this that I used to help research for this are noji.com, healthycellsmagazine.com, and bornfreeusa.org. Thank you.